Good morning, y'all. It's Val from Our Forever Farm, and I'm glad you're here. So yesterday I shucked corn, and I'll show you that in just a minute. I was out of the chicken yard, and I enjoyed every minute of it. Spending time outside is like, I'd rather be outside any day than inside. Today I'm showing you how I cook fresh creamed corn. It's so simple. You know, less is more, simple is better. Let's get busy. So here's my corn. It's so pretty. It's peaches and cream. I didn't know if y'all could see it way over there. So all you do is just shuck it, and then I try to pull the silks off as much as I can. Like I say, it's much easier to do this outside. I'm gonna try to get this done, cut off the cob, and then tomorrow I'll show you how I make creamed corn. Now, the chickens aren't really crazy about the corn shucks for some reason. I don't know why, but they're not. They like the cobs. They really like the cobs. So all I'm doing is cutting the ends off, breaking it on the bottom, and just pulling the corn shucks off. Here, y'all want to try some? Y'all want to try some? Huh? I don't know about these silks. Is that silk's gonna hurt y'all, huh? Whoops! Did I hit you, Sam? It was just a shuck. So we are gonna get all this done real quick. What do you think, baby? Huh? It's really hot out here, but it's so much better than to make a mess in the kitchen. I'm probably gonna even silk them out here at the water hydrant. I usually have a watering hose out here, but I moved it for Sweet Hunter to mow. So, see, they're not even touching the silks. I threw them to the cows one day. They didn't do nothing for them either. I might try that again. Well, that didn't last long. They really didn't want it. They've had tomatoes today. They've had corn on the cob. They've had so many things, but they'll eat it later. So if you notice the chickens, if you can look real close, and I'll try to get a close-up picture of them, you can see where their mouths are open, and they are, I got corn all over me, they are panting, and so chickens don't sweat, and so that's how they release their heat, is through, they pant, and they spread their wings out. I don't really see their wings spread out, but they are hot, you can tell. It's 90-something degrees out here, and it's hot, let me assure you. The reason I'm showing you this outside is because it is the smartest thing to do is outside. Because it's messy and you can just throw the shucks down. Here's a little end, they might like that. See if you like that. That might be easier to eat than a big old cob. You like that? Oh, I see some of them does have their wings spread out, the big. I will have to get that water hose up here and get their little run wet where they can get their feet wet. Wrong. What you running for? Huh? What you running for? Okay, that's my last one. And then we're gonna take it to the water hose, wash them off, and I'll silk them outside. In fact, why don't I just bring the water hose up here? That might be the smartest thing to do. So I'm gonna put these shucks in this basket and take them to the cows just in case they want them. They probably don't. Here's y'all another piece of corn. I don't think you'll like it. wash this off. Let's get your log here wet. What you think, huh? So what I'm doing is, because the temperatures are so hot and the chickens are panting and got their wings spread out, that means they're just too hot. The way a chicken cools itself off is by its feet, so I wet the inside of the run and get it real wet where they can walk in that. Here we go. All right, I gotta take the water hose now. Oh yeah, this will make it easier. So I know I'll have somebody tell me that I'm wasting a lot of water, but the reason there's water on the ground is for the guineas and the chickens, inside and out. The guineas are out, and this is how they wet their feet and cool off. Now I'm just silking the corn with water and my brush. I love to learn new things and make things quicker and easier, but I also love old-fashioned ways. There's a verse in the Bible, that in Jeremiah, I think, that says to ask for the old paths. Of course, it's talking spiritual. I'm talking natural. I just love old-fashioned. Can y'all see my big rooster? Sweet Hunter bought that for me. I think it's beautiful. Get this ready to fix, and I'll come back and get the shucks for the cows. I'm gonna go get the shucks and see if I can call the cows up. I don't see them. They're probably in the shade somewhere. And I should have checked for eggs. You like the wet ground? Huh? Here's the littles. We made soup today, so they get the leftovers. The big chickens usually take priority over any vegetables, and then when they get through, all the littles get it. So they're also enjoying that water on the ground. Aren't they the cutest things? I got the shucks. Now let's go see if we can call the cows in. Sweet Hunter can call them good. They don't really mind me that good unless I have a bucket and I beat on the bucket. We'll see. And I don't even know if they'll eat these shucks. Last time I had them, they didn't. Ooh, it's hot. As soon as I get that corn done and that soup put in the freezer containers, it's cooling now. I'm going to take a shower, put pajamas on, and I'm done for the day. All right, let's see if we can call them in. I'll have to go get the bucket. They know the sound of the bucket. Oh, baby. 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 I don't think they're gonna come. They're gonna dump it out. If they eat it, they eat it. They don't know my voice that well. They know Sweet Hunters. So I got the chickens locked up for the night. Well, they're not in. We have automatic doors, but I've got the main door closed and locked. And they've got water and feed out there, so they take care of themselves. And so I'm done out there. Got to get some onions up that's drying. Got to do that. See all that? So those have been drying for several weeks. Sweet Hunter needs the space to put some barrels. He's taking over my garden shed. So I got to do that real quick. So I planted these onions back in the spring, and they didn't get real big, but I wanted to cure them out here just outside. A lot of people hang them up, but I didn't really have a place to hang them up, and I didn't take the time to figure it out. But anyway, that's what I'm doing, is just gathering up, and then one day together we'll either freeze them or dehydrate them together. It will be when it's a little bit cooler, because this is going to take some time, and I like to do it outside. Another project for another day. I'm too tired. Okay, I'm in. Turn the lights on. Got to get my corn washed and my hands washed. Not in that particular order. So it's been a very full day today, and I'm so thankful I can do it. So now let's prepare the corn. I'll wash each one again. So I'll be back when I get all this done. So we've done most of the dirty work outside, so now we're just rinsing each one off. I'm going to show you how I make creamed corn. So when I cut off corn for soup, I do kernels. When I cut off corn to make creamed corn, I do tips of the kernels. Just tips. And I'll show you what's going to make the corn so good. I mean, sometimes you do get a kernel. You can't help it. But we really just want the tips. When Sweet Hunter's granny showed me this, I was like, huh? Why wouldn't you want the whole kernel? But I'm going to show you why. You take your knife when you make creamed corn and you milk the corn. So in this corn is what they call milk, or what she called milk. And you cream your corn. This is all you need to make your corn, your creamed corn. This is the best corn you'll ever eat. I don't always put up a lot anymore because it's a lot of work. But I do put up several packs. Now you may see a few silks in there, and I'll pick them out if I see them as I go, but just do the tips. That's all we're doing. And then scrape those tips into your bowl. This, I don't know how many this is. We'll count them when we get done and see how many we had. We gave the chickens a couple, didn't we? I'm using a serrated knife. That works really well for me. So, cream that corn. The fresher your corn is, the more cream you'll have. All these cobs will go back out to the chickens. So I'm going to speed this up. You saw the process now. I'm going to speed this up and get this done. I remember watching Sweet Hunter's granny do this, and that's how I learned. And she would put newspaper behind the sink, behind the faucet, and just like where her backsplash was, she would line the backsplash with that paper, and it kept the corn from splattering up on the backsplash. Easy cleanup. As you can see, the corn has a lot of liquid in it. That's from the milk we creamed from the corn. If yours does not have enough milk in it, just add a little water. That'll still make it creamy and good. So what I'm doing here is I'm putting my corn in a storage container, and I'm going to put it in the refrigerator overnight. You don't have to do this. This is just because I'm working in stages here. So we'll continue this video tomorrow, which is going to be right here in a minute. 3, 2, 1. So yesterday you saw me shuck and silk the corn, wash it, and prepare it the night before for today. And so before I cream my corn and show you how I do that, I'm going to go ahead and make Sweet Hunter some cornbread. And we're just going to have a good old country vegetable meal, as you'll see. So this is my best friend Vicky's cornbread, and I'll link the video showing you how to make that in the description box. So besides cream corn today, we are doing roasted squash. And all you do is cut the ends off, cut them in half, just like this. If there's any bad spots, cut them off. Try to use like smaller squash. This one's a little bit bigger than I like. So we eat fried squash all summer long. We eat lots of squash because it's in the garden and it grows like every day. So we've got so much squash. I freeze it, I pickle it, I do everything. So this is how we're gonna start out doing this. This is a really, really easy dish to make, and it's just roasted squash. All I'm doing is salting it really good, and what we're doing is pulling the liquid out of the squash. So we just want to salt it really good. This is not for seasoning, this is to pull the liquid out. And we're gonna let this sit here just a minute. In the meantime, I'm gonna put a paper towel over it to gather that liquid, or a towel, whatever you want. And you can see the paper towel getting wet as this moisture comes out. So when I do a pantry challenge, I try to use up everything I can. So I've got some pinto beans left over from Sunday's lunch, and I'm gonna add them into some leftover white beans that I had. And so we're making a pot of mixed beans. And these are delicious. Don't ever throw your beans away. You can use them for tacos, you can use them for refried beans. But here we go. We're doing white beans and pintos to make just a mess of mixed beans. And they charge you a lot in the store for mixed beans, even dry. And if you have leftover, you're making it yourself. You can see the moisture coming out of the squash. So I'm gonna look in the refrigerator and see what else I have. So I found some boiled eggs that I had peeled. And if you know, peeled fresh eggs, they're hard to peel. So you have to wait about a week. You have to let them get about a week, even 2 weeks old in your refrigerator before they're easy to peel. When you buy eggs in the store, they're usually 3 weeks old. And that's the reason they're so easy to peel. Fresh eggs, straight from the coop. My chickens, my girls, they're not gonna be beautiful. They're not gonna be pretty, but I'm gonna serve this with this meal. I picked a lot of spinach from my garden and I've got it washed. It was in the refrigerator, so we're just gonna cook up the spinach too. So I take a knife, well, I cut that one. I don't mean to cut it, and just score it. Just score it. And you can score it both ways. Just like little holes in it, little X's. If you see excess fluid, just dot it with a paper towel. And I just score it. This makes it easier to cook. See if I can get y'all closer up. See all the liquid coming out of it? So we want to blot that. And then we just want to score it. Can you see it? I've probably got my hand right over it. We don't want these squash having liquid because they'll steam. We want them roasted. That salt really brings the liquid out. I'm trying not to put my hand right on top. Let me do it this way. See if that shows you better. I love fried squash, but you know, you get tired of fried squash sometimes. And then in the winter, you about die for it. So this is gonna be roasted squash. So I'm gonna put a little bit of olive oil in there. So we are gonna take maybe a tablespoon of butter. If you put butter and olive oil in the pan, together, your butter will tend not to burn. I've told you that many times. Like our pan is good and hot, we're just gonna take this cut side down and put it in the pan. Whoops. And we're not cooking them, we're browning them. Hope we can get them all in here. Maybe, maybe not. We'll have to leave these two out for a minute. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna take the big ones out. We'll cook them next. So we're just gonna brown these. It'll take probably 5 minutes. I like my cornbread to be really brown, almost burnt looking, because that means the bottom's gonna be good and crunchy. Show you what I mean about that being so crunchy. We like it crispy crunchy. Look at that. Our tomatoes, I don't know how many of these I'll cut. We love tomatoes. Fresh out of the garden. Oh my God. Warm. Oh my goodness. I love them. I just love them. Some people put theirs in the fridge. I don't do that. These are Better Boys. It's probably my next to my favorite. Tomato Checky Purple's my favorite. And we didn't plant many of those. Let's cut this one. I think it's a little bit redder. Cut the bad place off. Cut the end off. And that should be plenty for us. All the scraps go to my chickens. I always tell them, I'll trade you tomatoes for eggs. And they make the deal. All right, it's looking like, whoa, that might be too done. That's perfect. 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 Some of them may be a little, no, they're gonna be all right. All right, I cut this pan off. I'm gonna pepper them really good. Even salt them, even though we've already salted them. The oven is still on from the cornbread. So I'm gonna turn my oven down to about probably 450 and cook them for about 15 to 20 minutes. Now my beans are warming. I think I'm gonna feed these two squash to the chickens. They were a little big, I thought, anyway.
Now we're going to cook our fresh spinach. I start off with olive oil and butter. Imagine that, right?
I think we can go ahead. You want to put a little bit at a time. It's going to cook down. It's going to look a whole lot. But I promise you, it's going to cook down to nothing. Just use the same tongs to cook the spinach. Salt and pepper. You can add any spice you want. I gotta get some more salt. We're just about out. I'm just gonna toss it around. This doesn't take long at all. Look how much it's cooked down. Isn't that amazing? We're gonna do our corn. Do you remember our corn from yesterday when we shucked it? I shucked it, put it in the refrigerator. You can freeze it just like this. And I'm doing it in a saucepan, but you can do it in a fry pan, however you want to do it. It was about, I think we counted 18 ears. Doesn't look like much, does it? But it is. And we shucked it. We cut it off the cob. Now we're adding about almost a whole stick of butter. We're going to salt and pepper this. Now I'm not going to salt it as much as I normally would because I'm using salted butter. Pepper it. We're going to cook this on medium heat until it's done. It'll probably take about 8 or 9 minutes.
Our spinach, beans, cornbread, tomatoes, cucumbers, and eggs, our beautiful roasted squash.
I had feta out to put on the squash. Didn't mean to. This is what I want. Parmesan.
Although feta would probably be delicious. Then I bring my corn to a boil, turning it down to simmer, making sure it doesn't stick to the bottom. Just let it cook in that cream. If you need more liquid, add water. Now we're putting our squash on the platter. So I started out telling you this was mainly about creamed corn, a simple creamed corn. But we cooked a whole meal. Most of it's from my garden. So when we do a pantry challenge, we're cooking what we have. And this is what we have. This is a meal fit for a king. So these are just leftover beans. I just mixed white beans and pintos together. So do y'all love beans like we do? We eat beans a lot. And for the star of the show, a simple creamed corn, just like Sweet Hunter's granny used to make. Butter, the cream from the corn, salt and pepper, that's all you need. Creamed corn, very simple to make. This is the way Sweet Hunter's granny did it, and it's just simple, easy. You don't have to add all the heavy cream and all that stuff. You shuck it, you silk it, you cut it off the cob, you scrape the cream out of it, add just a little bit of water, season it like you want. I just use salt and pepper and salted butter, and you've got creamed corn. There you go, easy. Thank y'all for watching. Y'all go cook something. Time to eat, Sweet Hunter.